I'm just preparing some mushrooms. Got a little pack of mushrooms here. The recipe calls for 1 cup. I'm making half that recipe, so I'm not going to use all of these. I'm just going to use half of them. I've got some pasta ready. Some herbs. I don't have the herbs they suggest for the recipe, but I've got parsley and I've got some mixed herbs, so I'll probably use those. My little slow cooker, I've never used it before. I know it's an older one. A lot of them have heating all up the side now, but my element just is at the bottom, and it's just the right size for me. It's only a small one, so that'll make a 1 to 2 person. So I've got that. I've got some chicken stock as well, so I'll stop the video and I'll come back. So I've just diced half an onion. It's only a really small one. Again, this recipe is only for one. It's called Slow Cooker Chicken Tetrazzini. I've never had that before. It calls for onion. Oh, also what I didn't mention before, garlic powder. That's a little sprinkle of that, and salt and pepper. I have my chicken here. I'm using very small chicken breasts. I have 2 of those, 2 small chicken breasts. I've defrosted those overnight. I will also make some chicken stock. These are cubes, chicken cubes. These are from Asda, this brand. Really cheap actually, only about 79p. If you bought the branded version, they were a lot dearer. So I'm going to use 1 cube of that in a cup. And that'll make, I probably won't use all that stock, but that's what I'll use. I've only used half of the mushrooms like I thought I would. Dicing the onion, first time for everything. I'm not, I'm not a big major cook. I do bake, I bake lots. Dice the onion, if you're not familiar, slant it in, cut like that, cut across that way, and then cut down, and you get these finely chopped little onions. So learn something new every day. Everything is ready to go in the pot now. I've popped the chicken pieces in. I haven't turned it on yet. I don't know whether you're supposed to heat up a slow cooker before you add the ingredients, but I haven't. So I've got my mushrooms, my onion, my herbs, garlic powder. I've made the chicken stock from the cubes. The pasta, that goes in at the end, so I don't need to worry about that right now. I'll add a little bit of salt. This is the salt I'm using. It's just regular table salt, so I'll add a pinch or 2 of that. Let's see if I can put it straight in. Yes. Okay, so a bit of salt. Herbs. Oh, let's see if I can. Now, some of these herbs I'm not familiar with, but I assume they are all suitable for chicken. It's got sage, parsley. Oops, it's a bit many. Let's have a look what it's got in it. It's got thyme. I don't know how to pronounce that. Marjoram, oregano, and parsley, sage, and basil. Basil, if you've ever seen The Fawlty Towers, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I did that. And if you don't, well, you need to go watch it. So the mushrooms, on the video, she just piled it all on top. She didn't worry about how it looked or anything like that. Let's break that one up. So have you ever made slow cooker recipes before? What have you made in your cooker? I am a complete novice. This is not only a novice in the slow cooker, I am quite a novice in cooking in general. So I do hope this recipe comes out. We will all find out at the end because I will video it. Please, cross your fingers. Okay, I shall add this, maybe 1 more mushroom, because you can't have too many mushrooms, can you? And she didn't fill it up with the stock, she just, I don't know, sort of half of the stock. Ooh, splashback. Camera. Well, we want it to, a bit more. That looks about right to me. So I shall plug it in, switch it on. So here we are, we're all plugged in and ready for cooking. I have put mine on high, well, just short of high, because I don't know, I don't want to put it on the full whack. I want to see how it goes on number 3. So I've got everything in there. The lid is on. Some people use tea towels, but I think for the stew type, the liquid base, I don't think you need to put a tea towel over the top. I think that's if you're worried about things getting too soggy. Well, that doesn't matter in this case. So we shall see how we get on. Wish me luck. I put a bit more stock in than the lady on the other video, because I read some of the comments on her blog, and for slow cooker chicken they'd said they added a bit more broth, a bit more seasoning, so I've took some of their advice, and that's what I've done. So I hope this slow cooker chicken comes out okay, and I'll be having it for my tea. It's not been in very long, and I can already see it's slowly simmering down into the pan. It's just bubbling away nicely in there. It smells amazing, I have to admit. I was a bit worried I might have put too much garlic in there, but you know, I'm learning, as we all are, aren't we? The things we do the first time, we can adjust the second time we do it. It looks quite vigorous, actually. I wonder if it's on too high. Ooh, I'm not sure. I think that on the recipe she said 8 hours, and that was on high, and she had about 4 chicken breasts. Well, I've only got 3 little ones, and I've put mine on for 4 hours, they said, if it's smaller. So, but I don't know, I mean, that's going at fair vigorously, isn't it? Oh, decisions. Let me know what you'd suggest, because really don't have a clue. But we shall see. Again, I might lower it actually, if it's good, because I want the chicken cooked before the stock has disappeared. Okay, that's confirmed it. I'm going to lower it. I think that's a little bit too vigorous. There we go. I mean, it can have all day, can't it? I'm not going anywhere. Right. See you soon. So the chicken has been in for about 5 hours now, and I noticed that I think there was a little bit too much stock in, so I was right in the beginning not to add too much. I think what I will probably do is take some of this chicken, woo, camera, sorry. I will probably take a piece out, I think, and maybe save that for later, because the recipe, I'm not going to eat all this in one night, so I think I'll take a piece of the chicken out, put that aside. I've got to add some, not dairy, what's it called? Soft cream cheese to this now, to the hot liquid. Separate all the chicken, stir it around, and then I can add it to my pasta, which is cooking on the stove. I am going to use Asda's soft cheese. This is a really good price. I think it was about 85p for 300 gram. So the lady on the video, again, like I've mentioned before, she's making almost double the size of mine. I've took a piece of chicken out because I think I'm not going to eat all this at once. And of course, with it having the cream cheese in it, you can't heat it back up later. So I'm just going to make this recipe. So I'll just pop a bit of cream cheese in. The pasta is on the stove cooking. So they said while that's cooking, oh, make sure I don't burn myself. Woo! I'm going to pop this in. And finally, the last step of this recipe was to add the pasta, add the Philadelphia cream cheese at the last minute while it just keeps warm. I only put about 4 blobs in of the cream cheese, just enough to make the pasta creamy. Mix it all together. Whoops, without it sticking to the bottom, hopefully. And there's just enough sauce in there. So I shall plate this up. It's looking very lovely. I didn't add any salt to the pasta because, to be quite honest, there's enough salt there with all the ingredients in the pan. So I shall show you a final, I might add a photograph to the end of this video just to show you what the outcome looked like. Thank you. I hope that you make this yourself. It's very easy.